Hi guys, I'm Bobsy, and in this video I'm going to show you how to set up a multiplayer first-person shooter project in just a few minutes. Now this is using the Alteruna multiplayer system, and thank you very much to Alteruna for sponsoring this video. They're not forcing me to say anything. Now we're also going to be using the Alteruna multiplayer FPS template, which is on the asset store right now. Now the only dependency is you need to go get the latest version of Alteruna. If you don't know how to set up Alteruna and get started with Alteruna, I have a video on that, which will be in the top right corner right now or in the description. After setting up Alteruna, you can also just start your scene after importing your Alteruna room just to ensure that the connection works. As soon as all of that is complete, you can then go to the link in the description for the asset store. And this is where you'll have to add this template, and I can just click open in Unity. It will pop right in here. I can click import it all, and it'll just import the entire template project for me. Now I'm running a URP setup. So what we need to do is we go into the Alteruna FPS folder that has now been added, and I double click on the URP materials. This will extract all the materials needed for the URP pipeline. If you're running on the standard render pipeline, or you don't know because you haven't set it, you can just skip this step. And the last thing that we need to do in order for it to work is to add the scenes to the build settings. So if we just go up here, open up the scenes, we can just select them all, drag them straight in, and there we go. Now let me open up the menu scene and let's try and play this game. And here we are. And as you can see, everything works very smoothly. They're using a kinematic shooting, which I think feels really fun. It's sort of a fun mix between realistic and arcade shooting, which I personally really like. They have reloading, they have health, they have everything already implemented for you to get started as a really solid foundation for your shooter game. You can also go into third person by pressing the V button, by the way. At this point, you could also go and actually build the game, send it to a friend, and you'll be able to play online. And all of this was within just 2 minutes. Now let's just quickly go over how you can get started by modifying this, because the file structure is super nice and very structured, but you do need to know how to work with this kind of structure. So let's actually first of all go into the prefab, find the player, and if you scroll down a bit you can see you have a whole bunch of options on the player controller. And this is great. You're honestly going to be able to do most of what you want with these settings, but let's say there's some things that you'd like to modify or some code that you'd like to tap into. Well, if we open up the player controller script, you'll notice that it's surprisingly short. It's 80 lines of code, and that doesn't really seem right for such an advanced first-person character. Now, the reason why this class is so short is because this is a partial class. This means that other classes can tap into it, and that's exactly what's happening here. So if we go into the scripts folder and into the player folder, you'll see that we have a bunch of player controllers, but they're all named something different. So player controller .angle normalization, .animation, .camera, .gun, .health, and so on. Now each of these are responsible for their own thing, and this is just a really nice way to structure really big classes. So this way it's all split up. So if, for example, you want to modify the movement, well, you open up the .movement version of it. Or if you want to tap into the health, well, you open up the .health. And in here you can see exactly what's going on. You can modify everything to your liking. The only thing that's really important to keep in mind, if you start modifying an asset, just don't go and update that asset from the asset store, because at that point it will override your changes. So be careful with that. But other than that, this is a super solid foundation for a game, and you can really get started by creating a lot of fun here. And I really urge you to try and build the game, send it to a friend, play online with him, and just have some fun. So I really hope that you enjoyed this short video. If you did, please do go ahead and leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And other than that, we gotta thank Alteruna for sponsoring. It's really what helps small YouTubers like me keeping going. And I just hope that you have a wonderful day.